This news broke after our podcast last week. It looks like we have Conor McGregor's next fight, and it's something we literally just saw. It was reported by MMAfighting.com's Ariel Helwani last week that Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 2 is in the works for UFC 200. And this isn't a fight at 155 pounds, supposedly. This is a rematch, literally, at welterweight. So it's the same fight, headlining UFC 200 in all likelihood. What do you think about this?
I mean, I hate to say the term too soon.
It is too soon.
But that is what, we just saw it. What's going to change now within, May, June? You got about 3-4 months. I guess he can prepare a little bit better. But, he's still going to be fighting.
At welterweight.
Yeah, which he looked terrible. And I understand you can try to transfer. Maybe you can work it a little bit better this time or something.
Yeah.
But, he didn't look like himself. So I don't know what they're just trying to build on, and maybe they're trying to build on it for Diaz because they're trying to make him happy too. But I don't think it's a fight that McGregor. Yeah, I just don't. I think there's other fights out there that could have made money.
Yes, this is probably a McGregor fight, picked fight. He probably wants to avenge his loss. Yeah. That's. The pay-per-view buys were great. The reaction after the fight was great. Diaz has been on a little media tour actually recently. He was on Extra. He was on Fox Sports, obviously, with the connections the UFC has.
Yeah, well, I think they're trying to make him more likable.
Yeah, and he doesn't like the media stuff.
No,
you can tell he's uncomfortable. He doesn't want to do this. He wants to fight.
Because it kind of, I don't say put a muzzle on him, but it kind of does because he can't be himself.
Yeah,
he's not that guy that's going to sit on TV and be like, well, this is what I need to do. He wants to be like, F-bombs
bleep this. Yeah. His interview with Jay and Dan on Fox Sports Live, though, was very entertaining. I recommend going back and watching that. He at one point, Chael Sonnen gets mentioned, and also Fox Sports Live audio guy gets into it with Nate. It's a very fun and entertaining interview, but. This fight, it's funny because every UFC fan, out of the people I've talked to and friends, were like, "Oh yeah, didn't they just do that fight?" Mm-hmm. And that was their immediate response. But anybody who was more of a casual fight fan or watched it because it was a big deal and was like, "Oh, they're gonna do that again. That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
So I'm getting both sides to this, and some people love the idea and some people hate it. It's a fight that will make money. That's the most important thing.
It's going to make money. And that's the thing they want to do. But I just and 200 is going to be in the
T-Mobile Arena. They're opening it up.
That new one,
Las
right?
Vegas.
The new Las Vegas Arena. How many is that seat now?
20,000, I think.
20,000. Yes. That's easily going to be. That could easily be that. I think that fight there is one of those ones that could boost attendance if you strengthen the card to do that AT&T Stadium card we talked about.
Yeah, it's 20,000 for the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It will be a fun fight, but I think this is a short-term gain and a long-term loss.
Yeah,
you're capitalizing on the popularity of these guys, but the loser of this fight is going to get killed.
No, not necessarily. I think if McGregor loses, if Conor loses, it's. I'm not going to say over, but, that's a lot of steam, 2 losses in a row. Mm. And if Diaz loses, it's almost a win-win for Diaz because he's only worried about the payday anyways. It's obviously they're not going to give him a title shot.
No, he said he doesn't want it.
Perfect time. No, I know that he wants the money. He wants the money fights, but this would have been a perfect time to capitalize on him getting a shot at a title and having McGregor. You could have had them, be on the same card in a main event, co-main event type deal. And then maybe worked on the fight after that if both of them are successful. But now you're just throwing them right back in there just to make the buck.
Yeah, if you keep them apart, you create more and more buzz. and it can create a long-term story, if you will. I don't think Conor wanted to cut down so quickly, and I think he wanted to fight Diaz to get his win back. Now, who's the favorite right now in this fight? It's Nate Diaz, right?
I mean, I would think so, but you never know.
Yeah, that to me, if I'm picking this fight right now, I don't know if I can sit here and say that I think Conor McGregor is going to win the fight. I don't think I can say that, because the way Conor tried to fight wasn't conducive to Diaz, and Conor's never fought a style of fight that will beat Nate Diaz. He doesn't fight like that. He goes for the heavy knockout, and all those heavy punches did in the first round was wake Diaz up and get him into the flow, because McGregor was toast and gassed by round 2.
Yeah, because he's carrying almost 15 pounds more than he normally would probably on going into the fight. So, and we both said he looked kind of soft. He didn't look as crisp on his punches. So
yeah, so we'll see. I thought it would be a featherweight title defense, but if he's not going to defend that belt, if he's not going to defend it in his next fight, I doubt we see Conor ever go down to 145. That's just the way it goes.
I mean, to me, if I'm UFC, I just say, look, this is the match. I would just make a 145 interim championship match right there on that card.
Oh, I would absolutely do that.
Right there,
Edgar Aldo.
Yeah, I'd just be like, look, whatever you want to do, you do it. But we're gonna have an interim champion. If you want to drop back down to 145, then we can unify the belts. But until then, I don't see you going back to 145. I would so put that on the line.
Absolutely. And how crazy is that Rafael dos Anjos' foot has completely changed the entire world of the UFC, just based on the fact that he broke his foot in training. And we had so many different things. Could have had a 2-division champion. We could have had McGregor knocked back down to 145. Instead, he's at welterweight again against Nate Diaz. This is not the way the story was supposed to be written for Conor McGregor, but it's an interesting side note.
Yeah, it definitely had to take a detour.
I'm very surprised by this, and we'll see how it goes.
I just think it's an easy approach from UFC to take, which it's an approach I don't think they should take.